Please check whether it is recording. If it is not recording, you say, then I'll stop. Because without recording, this class may not be there. Let it start recording, then I'll start the class. Okay. Okay, it has started. Module 6. Module 6, applications of linear transformation. So maybe there may be a break sometimes, so please bear with it. So first we have to recollect this. If V1, V2, etc., Vn is an orthonormal basis for an inner product space V, and if X is any vector in capital V, then X equal to, I think we have seen this theorem already, right? What is the meaning of this? There is an ortho, V is a vector space, right? V is a vector space, of course inner product space, and it has an orthonormal basis V1, V2, etc., Vn, right? And you are considering arbitrarily any vector X in V. Then X can be written in this way. We have seen the proof for this also. That is, X can be written as X is equal to the inner product of X with this V1 into V1, X with this V2 into V2. So far, we can do like this. Next is, what is actually QR factorization? That's the main thing that we are going to see today. QR factorization, right? So if A is an M by N matrix, any M by N matrix with linearly independent column vectors that they are specifying initially, that is, the vectors are linearly independent. That means those linearly independent vectors will form the basis for the column space, right? And if Q is the matrix that results by applying the Gram-Smith process to the column vectors of V. See, suppose A has the column vectors U1, U2, etc., Un. Right? Since the matrix is an M by N matrix, what can you say? There are N vectors. Okay. Where are these N vectors coming from? Matrix is an M by N matrix here. Right? There are N columns. So each of the row has how many entities? How many terms are there? M by N matrix, N columns are there. So each of the row has how many terms? How many entries are there? M entries, right? M entries are N entries are. Please think about it. N entries, right? And each of the column is coming from R power M, right? Each of the column has M rows, right? So it is an element of, each of the column is an element of R power M. Okay. So our aim is, whenever A is an M by N matrix with linearly independent and Q is a matrix that results by applying the Gram-Smith process, that is, you have U1, U2, etc., Un. This is a matrix, right? A. What I am doing here, a given matrix. Okay. These columns are linearly independent. Now I am converting this U1, U2, etc., Un into what? This is actually a basis for the column space of A. Now I am converting this basis into orthonormal basis. That means U1 will become Q1, Q2, etc., Qn. Now I am forming a matrix Q out of this. There Q has the column vectors as Q1, Q2, etc., Qn. Right? So the thing is, what is the relationship between this A and Q? That should be some relationship, right? That is going to be given by this QR factorization, right? So what relationship, if any, exists between A and Q? That is the thing we are going to see now. Okay. So A is this, your Q is this. So can anybody repeat what is Q? Q is a matrix whose column vectors are the orthonormalized vectors of what? The columns
matrix
of
A.
Yes, please do remember this. Okay. So now you know Q1, Q2, etc. Qn is an orthonormal basis. Right? Is an orthonormal basis. Just recollect the thing what I said just now. V1, V2, Vn is an orthonormal basis. Right? And any vector in that vector space, then you can write this way. Right? So similarly, I'm going to use the same concept here. Q1, Q2, etc. Qn is an orthonormal basis, and U1 is any element of this V. Correct? Your V is nothing but what? The column space, if I assume. And U1 is any element. Even though it is a basis element, it is also an element, right? It is also a vector of V. So how to write this U1? U1 is, you can write inner product U1 with Q1 into Q1. U1 with Q2 into Q2. Use that same theorem and you can write. The same way U2 can be written in that way. So all these vector, each and every vector, assuming that it is a vector of V, where V is nothing but the column space of A. Okay. I am trying to write that as a linear combination of this Q1, Q2, etc. Qn. Not only linear combination, something different. Actually, it is linear combination only. Q1, Q2, etc. Qn. But the coefficients are nothing but, you can write it as C1 Q1 plus C2 Q2 plus etc. Cn Qn, right? So what is that Ci? Ci is nothing but inner product of U1 comma Q. Okay, that way I have written. Okay, now this U1, U2, etc.
Ma'am, can you do the previous one?
This way. Yes. Please look into this for a minute. Try to understand, then we'll proceed. Check. So U1 is all these things I'm having, right? So the same thing, what I'm doing is I'm writing that as a matrix. See. So what should be your UN? How to obtain UN, the first value? So Q1, Q2, etc. into this. So Q1 into U1 comma Q1. How do you obtain this? Can you please tell me how do you obtain? What is U1 here? See, U1 is U1 into Q1 Q1, U1 into Q2 Q2. How to obtain that? If you multiply this with this, U1 with Q1 into Q1, U1 with Q2 into Q2, that way. So the same, this representation. Okay, 1 minute, I'll do one thing. Great. Okay, so how to write U1? U1 into Q1 with Q1. Okay, 1 minute, we'll write it. The matrix is U1 with Q1 into Q1, U1 with Q2 into Q2, etc. U1 with Qn into Qn. This is your first call, right? U1 values I am writing, instead of using plus I am writing something different, right? Then same thing, this is U2 with Q2. Watch, how should I write? U2 with Q1 into Q1, U2 with Q2 into Q2, etc. Q2 with Qn into Qn. So same way if you proceed, finally what you should have? Un into Qn, Q1 into Q1, Un into Q2 into Q2, etc. Un with Qn into Qn. Okay, this I am writing. This one. This is your this matrix. This matrix, right? This matrix I am writing this way. U1, U2, etc. Un. What is this U1, U2, etc. Un? It is nothing but the original matrix, right? So this is equal to, we'll multiply and see whether it is holding good. It is equal to Q1, Q2, etc. Qn into one more matrix you have. What is that matrix? We have to see here. U1 with Q1, U2 with Q1. Okay. Inner product of U1 with Q1, U2 with U1 with Q2. Am I right? Okay, U2 with Q1. I'm sorry. U2 with Q1, etc. Un with Q. And in second thing, it is U1 with Q2, U2 with Q2, etc. Un with Q2. Finally, U1 with Qn, 1 minute, and U2 with Qn, etc. Un with Qn. Easy to remember, yeah. 1 that way. So now multiply this with this. What do you get actually? Q1 into U1 comma Q1, Q2 into U1 comma Q2, etc. Qn into Un comma Q1. That is your first row, right? Then similarly this with this. So this matrix is obtained as the product of two things. This is matrix Q and this matrix is called R. So A is equal to Q times R. You are trying to represent the given matrix A. Given matrix has n columns. Okay. And those n columns are linearly independent. Those columns I am going to represent that as a product of two matrices Q and R. So what is that matrix Q? It has again n columns and those n columns are the orthonormalized vectors of what? U1, U2, etc. Un. And R is this way they have defined. Right? One more thing. Now, see, this R matrix becomes this way because in your Gram-Smith orthogonalization process, actually, whenever you consider Qj is orthogonal to U1, U2, etc. Uj minus 1. So Q1 is orthogonal with nothing. So Q1 is not orthogonal with any of the vectors, right? So this is not becoming 0. See here. Q1 is not orthogonal with anything, right? You are forming Q1. Q1 is not orthogonal. What you are doing actually in Gram-Smith? Actually, the original vectors are U1, U2, etc. U1. Then how do you form Q1? You take U1 and you are dividing that by modulus. It is not orthogonal with anything now. Only one vector is there. Then you keep as such. Then what you do? You take U2 from here and trying to make that orthogonal with what? Orthogonal with what? U2. That's the way. That's why you are creating, right? So U3, you are going to make it orthogonal with U1 and U2. So U4 will be orthogonal with U1, U2, U3. That way you are creating, right? So your Q1 will be orthogonal with nothing. Q2 will be orthogonal with U1 or even Q1, both. And Q3 will be orthogonal with Q1, Q2 or U1, U2. That procedure if you follow, so what happens here? Since your Q2 is orthogonal with Q1, this value becomes 0. Or say, what is the third row? Can you say what should be the third row? U1, Q3, U2, Q3, etc. UN, Q3. Right? So now your Q3 is orthogonal with U1 and U2. So these two values will become 0. So finally, your Qn is orthogonal with all the remaining entries. So all these will become 0. So using that concept, this matrix, what type of matrix is this? This is an upper triangular matrix. So finally, you have landed up with an upper triangular matrix. You know Q already. R is this one. So what is your Q? Can you please say what is Q? Q is Q1, Q2, etc. Qn. And R is this your matrix. So what is Q1, Q2, etc. Qn? They are the orthonormalized vectors of U1, U2, etc. U1. Got it? Bache, got it? Shall we do this? One question shall we do? Time is there? Okay.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes, beta, tell me.
Ma'am, if inner product is defined differently, then will it be then also it is.
See, our concept in what? 1 minute. What is the concept of Gram-Smith orthogonalization process? You have been given with linearly independent set of vectors. Some basis is given. You are trying to what? Convert that into an orthonormal basis. So in that case, that's the thing they are saying. See here, the statement, if you read, I think you can understand. See, your Qj is orthogonal to U1, U2, etc., Uj minus 1. That is the way you are forming, right? Q1, you are forming like this. So what is your Q2? Q2 is U2 minus inner product of U2 comma Q1 with
Q1
divided by norm of this. Don't even divide it by norm. Now itself, this value itself, what? It is orthogonal with Q1 and also U1. And also U1. Right?
Yes.
So if you go to Q3 is orthogonal with what? Q1 and Q2 automatically with U1 and U2. That way you are doing. So because of that only, you are getting an upper triangle. Even though this matrix is correct, the values are becoming 0. So A is equal to QR, just remember. Okay. So that's what R is an n by n invertible upper triangular matrix. So why it is invertible? Inverse exists. Right. Check. Okay, please take down this question. Find the QR decomposition of this particular matrix. Column vectors are linearly independent. Can you observe that and say, yes, of course it is linearly independent. It is very obvious. It's what type of matrix is this? If you want, you can rearrange the
on the top right.
Rank is 3. Rank of this matrix is 3. If you find the determinant of this matrix, determinant is non-zero. So rank is 3. So that means all the 3 rows are linearly independent and also the 3 columns are linearly independent. So it is obvious. They won't specify, right? The columns are linearly independent. Whenever they ask for QR decomposition, it is well and good understood that they are giving you a matrix with linearly independent columns. Unless, otherwise sometimes they will specify. Please check whether they are linearly independent, then proceed. Right? Check. Have you taken down this? U1, U2, U3 is there. Okay? Check. This one question alone I will do. What is matrix A? A is equal to, can you please help me?
1 0.
I think 1 0 0, 1 1 0, 1 1 1. The question is, find the QR decomposition. Okay, so the given 3 columns of A are linearly independent. Linearly independent. Linearly independent. Let U1 is equal to 1, 1, 1. Actually, it is a basis for RQ. These 3 vectors. It's very obvious, right? U1, U2, U3. U2 is 0, 1, 1. U3 is 0, 0, 1. These 3 vectors are linearly independent and we are going to, but they are not orthogonal. That is very obvious. If you find the dot product between these 2, it is not 0. They are not orthogonal, so hence are not orthonormal. We are in the process of converting this into an orthonormal basis first. That is first needed. Okay, then tell me what to do. How do you do? Right? Let me call Q1, Q2, Q3 the same values here. B, I'll put a bracket. B, orthonormal basis for column space of A. Column space of A. Okay. Column space of A. So what is your Q1? U1 by norm of U1. That is 111 by norm of U1. Shall I write directly? If the norm is not specified, if the inner product is not specified, what inner product you are supposed to consider?
Dot product.
Dot product. Dot product. So it will be root 3. I think hope it is clear to you, right? Just square each of the term and add it and find the square root. That is the norm. 1 by root 3, 1 by root 3, 1 by root 3. This is your Q1. Q1 is over. Next Q2. Q2 is U2 minus U2 comma Q1 into Q1 divided by norm of that. Okay. So U2 minus U2 comma Q1 into Q1. What is U2? I think 110. 011, correct? 011. 011 minus inner product of 011 comma 1 by root 3, 1 by root 3, 1 by root 3 into Q. So that is 011 minus what is this inner product? 1 by root 3 plus 1 by root 3, 2 by root 3. 2 by root 3 into Q1 is again the same thing, right? 1 by root 3, 1 by root 3, 1 by root 3. So just subtract and see. Yep, kya beta?
Ma'am, Q1, did we use the same formula?
Same formula, va? What? I'm not able to understand. Can you please repeat?
Ma'am, can you show Q1?
Yes, please. Right.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, va? Just what is this? 0 minus 2 by 3. So it is minus 2 by 3. 1 minus 2 by 3. So it is 1 by 3. 1 minus 2 by 3. It is 1 by 3. So modulus of this value is, what is the modulus of this value? A norm of this value? Root of, just square and add 4 by 9 plus 1 by 9 plus 1 by 9. That is root 6 by 9. Root 6 by 3, yeah? Root 6 by 3. We'll keep like this, yeah. Don't simplify further. Let it be root 6 by 3. If needed, we can do. So what is your Q2? Q2 is this value divided by root 6 by 3. So it is minus 2 by root 6, 1 by root 6, 1 by root 6. Okay, shall I proceed?
Yes, ma'am.
If you feel I'm little bit fast, you can say Q3. So what is
Can
Q3?
you please show that?
Yes, Peter, please.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, so what is Q3? Can you say the formula, please?
U3 minus
Beta. U3 minus U3 with Q1 into Q1.
and U3
Then-
with Q2 into Q2.
Then divided by the norm of this. Okay, what is U3? 0, 0, 1, na? 0, 0, 1. 0, 0, 1 minus 0, 0, 1 with Q1 is 1 by root 3, 1 by root 3, 1 by root 3 with Q1. Okay, 1 minute. One inner product should be closed here. Into Q1 minus U3. What is U3 again? 0, 0, 1 with Q2. What is Q2? Okay. Minus 2 by root 6, 1 by root 6, 1 by root 6 with Q2. Okay. So that is 0, 0, 1 minus, only 1 by root 3, right? 1 by root 3 into Q1.
Minus 1 by root 6 into Q2.
Minus 1 by root 3, yeah. That's what I have written. Correct, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
So 1 by root 6. So it is minus 1 by root 6 into Q2. So Q2 is minus 2 by root 6, 1 by root 6, 1 by root 6. Okay, tell me. This is minus 1 by 3 and this is 2 by 6 here. What is 2 by 6? 1 by 3. So minus 1 by 3 plus 1 by 3 is 0.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Second term. Second term is here minus 1 by 3. Minus 1 by 6.
2 by
what
3.
is minus 2 by
3, ma'am.
3. Okay, thank you. Then last 1 minus 1 by 3. 2 by 3. 2 by 3 minus 1 by 6. 3 by 6, 1 by 2,
Yes, ma'am.
Please check here, don't say whatever I am saying is right. So, now, norm of this value, right? Norm of this value. Okay, should I write that completely? 1 minute.
Ma'am, the second term should be minus 3 by 6.
Ma'am,
Minus 1 by 2.
Which one?
Second term minus 1
Second
by
term,
2.
1 minute, I'll also check. Minus 1 by 3, minus
Ma'am?
1 by 6.
ma'am, the second last, can you tell how? Second last line.
This line, this line, okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, 1 minute. Just I'm taking this one, I'm writing. Then I'm finding the inner product of these two things. What is the inner product? Dot product, right? So 0 into 1 by root 3 plus 0 into 1 by root 3 plus 1 into 1 by root 3. So 1 into 1 by root 3 is 1 by root 3. So minus 1 by root 3 into Q1. So Q1 is this one, right? Same I have written here. Okay, I have not closed Q1. Minus again dot product of these two things into Q2. Q2 is again this one. Clear? Is it clear? Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Shall I proceed? Audible, my voice? Hello?
Yes, ma'am, you're audible.
Okay, can you please say the simplified thing now? I think that is a mistake you told, right?
It's minus 1 by 2.
Minus 1 by
2.
2,
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. What about the third one? Is that right?
Yes, that's
Third
correct.
value. 1 by, that is right. Check. Just 1 minute, So, norm of U3 minus, okay. U3 with Q1 into Q1 minus U3 with Q2 into Q2. This is norm of 0 minus 1 by 2, 1 by 2. 0 minus 1 by 2, 1 by 2. So what is the norm of this?
1 by root 2.
Root of 1 by root 2, correct. 1 by root 2. So Q3 value is 0 minus 1 by 2, 1 by 2 divided by 1 by root 2. So if you root 2, it gets multiplied by root 2. So 0,
Minus root 2.
when you multiply by minus 1 by root 2, 1 by root 2. So Q1, Q2, Q3 values shall we write? What is Q1? 1 by root 3, 1 by root 3, 1 by root 3. So, okay, what is Q2? Q2 is minus 2 by root 6, minus 2 by root 6, 1 by root 6, 1 by root 6, and Q3 is this one. So you are ready with Q matrix now. You have to find only the R matrix. Seriya? Okay. I'll go back. You have to tell me what should be the R matrix for 3 by 3 matrix. So we'll write that matrix, then we'll proceed. Go here, where you have to look into. You have to look into this. Okay, tell me what is R matrix. In case of 3 by 3, it should be U1 with Q1,
U2 with
U2
Q1.
with Q1,
U3 with
and
Q1.
U3 with Q1. Cheripa. Okay, then 0, U2 with Q2,
And
third
U3
one.
with Q2.
U3 with Q2. Check. Then last 0, 0,
U3 Q3.
U3 with Q2. So can you please repeat this?
Ma'am, can you show Q3, please?
1 minute, 1 minute. Just take down this. So you're going to tell me. 1 minute, 1 minute. Within 5 minutes I'll complete. Shall I proceed? Yes, beta. You want to see Q3 value, right? Okay. This is your Q3.
Ma'am, it should be 0 minus of minus half.
Is that? 1 minute, we'll
Yes,
check.
ma'am. Because both the terms are same.
No, beta. Minus 1 by 2, root 2 is correct. You check it once. It is correct only.
No, ma'am. This 0 minus half and then minus half again.
Minus half again, Nema, 1 minute. This last value you are saying minus half. So 1 minus 1 by 3 minus 1 by 6. So 6 minus 2 minus 1. 6 minus 3, 3. 3 by 6 is what? 1 by 2. Plus 1 by 2 only. Correct? Hello? Cheripa, okay.
Got the 1, ma'am.
Sure. Okay. Can you please say the matrix? I told you R, right? Yes, please. We'll write the matrix and then proceed. Make it fast. What is the matrix?
U1 Q1.
U1 Q1,
U2 Q1.
U2 Q1,
And then
U3
U3 Q1.
Q1. Then the second row is 0. Then
U2 Q2.
U2. Okay.
U3 Q2.
U3 Q2. Cheripa. Okay. Then 0, 0. U3 with Q3. Cheripa. So find U1 with Q1. Can you make it fast? What is U1? U2 with Q1. All these things we'll find now. Make it fast. Only 6 entries we need to find. That too simple dot product. Very fast you can do. So what is U1?
I wrote 3.
U1. What is U1?
U1 is 1, 1, 1.
1, 1, 1. With 1 by root 3, 1 by root 3, 1 by root 3. Correct?
Yes, 3 by root 3.
Check. So it is 3 by root 3. So the value is?
Root 3.
Root 3. So U2 with Q1. What is U2? 1, 1, 0. 1, 1, 0. 0, 1, 1.
0, 1, 1.
0, 1. 0, 1, 1. With 1 by root 3, 1 by root 3, 1 by root 3. So what is that value? 2 by root 3. Illa.
Yes.
2 by root 3. Sorry. By root. Then
0, 0, 1 and then with 1 by root 3.
0, 0, 1 with. So this is easy. 1 by root 3 directly, right?
Yes.
Okay, va. 1 by root 3. Done. Okay, next value you find.
0, 1, 1.
0, 1, 1. U2 is 0, 1, 1. Come on, can you say what is Q2? I think minus 2 by root 6. 1 by root 6, 1 by root 6.
1 by root 6.
Correct? Yes. So first is 0, 1 by root 6 plus 1 by root 6, 2 by root 6. U3 with Q2. U3 with Q2.
1 by root 6.
What is U3? 0, 0, 1.
0, 0, 1.
So it is 1 by root 6. Okay. U3 with Q3. Q3, what is Q3? Please. 0.
What is Q3?
What is Q3? 0 minus 1 by root 2, 1 by root 2. Check. Okay. Minus 1 by root 2, 1 by root 2. So it is simply 1 by root 2. Now you can fill this matrix. You can verify later. If you multiply Q and R, you should get back A. Then what you have done is correct. Okay, ba? So what is R? The matrix R, can you say just fill it? You have calculated all the values. First value. U1, Q1 is root 3, 2 by root 3, 1 by root 3. Sorry, root 3, 2 by root 3. One by root 3. Oh, I'm sorry, there was a problem. Okay, I'll complete this. I'll make it as fast. So what is the second part? 2 by root 6. 2 by root 6, 1 by root 6, and then 1 by root 2. Okay. By root 6, 1 by root 6, and then 1 by root 2. This is 1 by root 2, 0, 0. So, check. Your work is check Q times R is equal to A. That is your work. You can do it later. Okay, I'll stop here because I don't think my data will support me after this. Okay? Okay, bache, you can leave the meeting. Let me see how many are present. 50. Chalo, okay. At least this much is present. You can look into this. Tomorrow in tutorial class, I'll give one problem in QR factorization and one in a Gram-Smith orthogonalization process. Okay,
Can
you can leave
R matrix.
R matrix.